I'd like to bring in former federal prosecutor and criminal defense attorney Jay Fahy for more on this. We were listening to Carrie's great report there. 6 out of 500, 1%. Can it get done in 2 weeks, and what will they be looking for?
The main thing they're going to be looking for, have you heard much about the case, and will that influence you, and will you obey me, the judge, when I give you the jury instruction?
Can they do it? Can they get there?
They can. They will. I mean, if we look at when Hinckley shot President Reagan, the person that shot John Lennon, I mean, it's going to be hard, but I agree that it could easily take 2+ weeks. But there will be a jury that will be picked that will say that they can be fair.
6 and 500 common number? Common
that is. What's not common is in most criminal trials around the country, there's a dozen people on the jury. So it's kind of uncommon that the final people that will be deliberating will only be 6. But that's Florida law.
Let's talk about the speed at which they are moving at. There is the 911 call that a decision has not been made on as of yet. That remains out there and will be solved later next week. Is this moving along pretty quickly?
It's relatively quickly. The answer is yes. There's a lot of legal issues. There's been accusations of misconduct against the prosecutors for not turning over evidence. With all of those things, I think we have a judge that's pushing hard. She could have easily delayed the case another week or so, as the defense asked for. But I think this is moving pretty quickly, and I think we have a strong judge who wants to make sure that it moves quickly.
Based on what you have seen of this judge, what would your thoughts be?
I think my sense is she's fair. Most of her rulings have been pro-prosecutor, but the reality is in this country, most judges tend to, they are fair, but the rulings tend to be more pro-prosecutor than defense. So far. She seems business-like, and I think she'll be a fair judge. I think she'll do a good job.
Now, one pretrial motion asked to limit the use of certain words, and I'll read that out, like wannabe cop, vigilante, or any variation of the word profile. How might this affect the questioning process when they do get into that phase?
I think the questioning of the, I think that everyone is concerned that this case has taken on a national identity as being almost a racial type or racially charged crime. I think both sides are going to be sensitive to that simply because this is a big case. This is a murder case. Someone is dead. However, I think that sensitivity will occur in this case.
Who does it favor?
I think it more favors the defendant. It more favors the defendant in this case. And we try to do
possible limitations.
These possible limitations. I don't think the judge is going to agree with all of them. The word vigilante, perhaps not. In an opening statement, and especially in a closing statement, a summation, the sides are given great latitude as to what they can say and what they can describe and how they can interpret the evidence. So whether this gets stopped or not, I don't believe it will.
All right. So now, Jay, we've got a piece of sound for you. There was a 911 call that a neighbor placed. Prosecutors say you can hear Trayvon Martin's voice pleading for help. The defense disputes the claim that it's Martin's voice. It was played in court this week. Let's take a listen to it.
Does he look hurt? I can't see him. I don't want to go out there. I don't know what's going on. So they're sending him.
So you think he's yelling help?
Yes.
All right, what is your serial number?
Thank you. Okay, so the defense says there's no way to tell what is going on in the background in that sound. How crucial will this be here, Jay?
The answer is this is a very, very important fact in this case, the playing of that tape, because the Zimmerman family says that's George Zimmerman. Zimmerman's parents and siblings say that's George Zimmerman. Trayvon's father initially said it doesn't sound like my son. So put that on one side. The FBI listened to this tape and was not able to determine whose voice it was because the quality of the tape is not good enough. It is common, relatively common in criminal cases to have a voice expert say this is the voice of the person on the phone, etc. But that's when you have a living person that can give exemplars and you can compare a tape with an exemplar. In this case, we don't have that. So this is a very important fact in this case, but I don't know which way it's going to go.
A lot of moving parts here. In this next week, what is key to watch?
What's key to watch is the judge making a ruling on the 911 tape, whether they're going to allow experts in or not, because if the prosecution has experts, the defense has experts. And one of the other big factors here is if there are no experts, they want to get Trayvon's brothers and sisters and parents on the stand, because that may open the door to Trayvon's teenage acts about marijuana, guns, somebody that was a little bit preoccupied with guns and took pictures of it. If that door can get open, that will greatly help. That'll greatly help the prosecution.
Jay Fahy, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.